Okay, friends, welcome to what's probably going to be my last video of, actually I'm pretty sure it's going to be the last video of 2021. Today's the shortest daylight day of the year. It's December 21st, the winter solstice here in Canada, which means that the day only has about 8 or 9 hours of daylight. It is currently, 2:46 and it's already getting sort of dark. You saw from the thumbnail that I just want to do a year-end message and a quick update, and in the thumbnail let's talk about the big news. The big news, unfortunately, is the fact that I got COVID this year, and I got it sometime between August and December 8th, and I think I know specifically when I got it. I got it around the very first week of October when I came back from up north. Woke up one morning, had a sore throat, and then the next day I had pain all over my body. I never had a fever, but I had a terrible dry cough, and then I had a few days of evening chills when I was in bed. Then I had sweats and a whole bunch of things. Didn't go to the hospital, didn't do anything crazy like that. You just stayed home and followed sort of normal common sense protocols, drank a lot of water, got a lot of rest, took vitamins, and a few painkillers. The worst thing was the headache. The sinus headaches was absolutely brutal, so I ended up using one of those nitty pots, I think they're called, where you do a nasal rinse. Anyways, it all went away and everything was good. But the reason I know I had it is because I belong to a long-term study. I'm a member of this long-term study called the Alberta Tomorrow Project, where I joined about 10 years ago, and there's 50,000 participants. And what they do is they test us annually for various things to try and identify markers, so that down the road when we pass away, they can go back to our history and maybe see if there were things that the indicators of what was our ultimate demise. Kind of a morbid topic. But as part of that study, a year ago, they did a sub-study, and they reached out and asked for 4,000 volunteers for a COVID antibody serology study, and I volunteered for that. And so for the last year, I've been getting tested for COVID antibodies about every 4 months or 3 months, and negative, and finally, and the last negative one was in August, and finally this one in December was positive for 2 types of antibodies. So so that confirmed my suspicion. Anyways, recovered from it. I'm healthy, but it did do something. It spoiled my my streak. So I was on a streak where I had been hiking and stayed in the bush overnight every single month since I think March of 2019. So I was, I had exceeded 2 years, like 24 months in a row of getting out at least once a month and camping overnight. And unfortunately in October, when I got sick, I didn't go out hiking in October, and then the next thing you know, it spilt into November and I didn't go hiking. And then winter hit, and I haven't done a winter hike yet. And a couple of things. So to be honest, I had a fantastic hiking season, a very fantastic hiking season this year. Back in January, February, March, I did some winter hiking. We had an early spring here, so April was gorgeous. And then I did my my contest. I met Carlin, I met new people, and then got the big monkey off my back by going to Castlegar Meadows. A very challenging trip, because we chose to do it in very early in the season when the waters were running high, but I was worried that they were going to do a controlled burn in there, so I wanted to make sure I got that out of the way. Then we had the contest hike, and went to the Wherry Gap. Not the Wherry Gap, the Quartzsite Gap. I did one attempt with Tika that backfired, and then I went back with the contest hike winners and Evan. So still got to explore some new areas. Went back to the Wherry Gap. Did a lot of smaller hikes on my own that I didn't publish. And that's the reality, is that I've kind of accomplished everything I wanted to in terms of hikes. And I'm running out of creative ideas, and I don't really feel like walking along and bringing the camera anymore. So I've done a lot of hikes that are not published this year. I think over time I'll probably do less and less and less. I think I need a bit of a break from hiking. COVID, the events of the last little while did that, but the other thing that happened is COVID is kind of moving now. It's done, and life is returning to normal. And one of the things that happened in our household is my young son Raymond got to go back and do high school sports. He's in his last year of high school. He's a senior, and volleyball and basketball and things like that. And I took an interest in that. Check out this clip. I mean, here's a clip of Raymond, on a set play in the tournament doing pretty amazing spike. And they went to provincials. They didn't win, but they went to provincials. So anyways, long story short, I took an interest in Ray's sports. I started going to watch his games, doing things on weekends instead of hiking. So like a lot of things in life, it's good to sometimes take a break. So I'm kind of taking a break from hiking. And back to winter, hate to say this, but the reason I haven't been hiking in winter even now is because I don't have snowshoes. And you guys saw some of my videos last year at the end of at the beginning of the season. I had a catastrophic failure with an MSR snowshoe, and I reached out to MSR through their warranty department, and at first they ignored me, and I basically sent sort of a nasty letter to them. And then once they got the nasty letter, they're like, oh no, sorry, and they reached out by phone. They contacted me and they said they were going to put me on the list and send me a replacement pair of snowshoes now at this time of year. I haven't gotten the snowshoes yet, and I've been reaching out to MSR, and the guy who promised me the new snowshoes is kind of not returning calls. So I put in another warranty claim, and we'll see how that goes. But very disappointed, because MSR over the years was, I think, a very good company, reliable, but ever since they got bought out by Cascade, they've gone downhill. Personally, if I think about the MSR things over the years, I had their cook set that I replaced with my Tokes, then I had their stove that I replaced with my BRS, and then now I have snowshoes that I'm probably going to replace with another brand. So MSR, if you're watching this, very disappointed that you guys didn't come through with those, didn't acknowledge that the failure was catastrophic, and didn't come through with a replacement or a repair. I'm just going to sneak a peek. I wanted to talk about a couple of things. So, yeah, no, that's about it. I mean, so just a quick, just wanted to say, thank you again to everybody who watched me over the years. I'm not going away. I'm not disappearing, but you've noticed I'm publishing less and less. I think the only kinds of videos that I want to publish in the future are really new trails to me, perhaps, and new areas, and I'll continue to publish a few of those. I don't feel like doing gear reviews. Well, in fact, looking back on this year, I only had one new piece of gear this year. The only new piece of gear I used was that Shadowlight pack from Outdoor Vitals, the 60-liter pack. Great pack. I used it, I think, all year long. I don't even think I used my my other packs this year, except maybe in the early spring, when it was still cold out. So that's the only new piece of gear. So I'm not going to review gear. I don't feel like doing the top 5s or my gear loadout or backpacker mistakes, or I've done all those videos. I mean, I have almost 500 videos posted on YouTube. So please appreciate if I don't feel like doing those kinds of videos anymore. And yeah, so that's what it is. And I got other plans. I want to move on to once COVID is really gone, after this fall, after this winter, I want to travel again out of the country. So I want to enjoy my retirement, and yeah, I am retired. I'm 54, but I managed to do well for myself and retire early. So there you go. It's the shortest day, not the shortest day, because all the days are 24 hours. It's the day with the least amount of daylight today. Is December 21st. Wishing you folks all a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, prosperity in the new year, happiness, health. I'm sure I'll see some of you guys on the trail. and we're gonna leave it at that. So Marty signing off and saying, get off the beaten path, folks.